Hey everyone, welcome to the show. I have a very interesting story to share with you that completely undercuts the right's BS theory about the Justice Department having some sort of left-wing bias. So remember in 2017, Donald Trump won the election, or end of 2016 he won, but then in 2017 there were all these protests that the left held. There were marches throughout the country. Well, federal prosecutors brought charges. You may not remember this because it wasn't that big of a news story, but his Department of Justice brought charges against some people for, check this out, failing to obtain permits for their events. And there was one DC attorney in particular. She is now in hot water because she used edited videos against them. And they say that she withheld exculpatory evidence from their defense attorneys. So here's the deal. In 2017, attorney Jennifer, I think it's pronounced Myskens, it's Muyskens, she worked for the DC U.S. Attorney's Office. She is now somewhere else, but at that time, that's where she worked. And she was the lead prosecutor in cases where they were trying to jail like 230 people for protesting Trump's inauguration. Again, because they didn't have permits. But please do tell me again about the political persecutions and the January 6th, quote unquote, hostages. So anyway, this Myskens, she was just hit with a 46-page ethics complaint, and they're accusing her of using deceptively edited videos against these defendants. And you guys are never going to guess where she got them. She got these videos from Project Veritas, one of the most slimy, unethical, skeezy, fake organizations around. If you're not familiar with Project Veritas, consider yourself lucky. They are so gross. They are so shady. They secretly record people, which wouldn't be a big deal, right? There's people on the left who do that, but they actually put out the videos on the left, like unedited, and prove their case. You know, like what just happened recently with the Supreme Court members. But these people, this Project Veritas, they've been busted for manipulating all kinds of videos. They are accused of basically committing crimes themselves and doing shady shit to try to make their case. So some of the stuff, you know, has been legitimately not good, but there are even more videos that they have just flat out lied about things and manipulated it to make it look like somebody was doing something wrong when in fact there was nothing going on. So the group's founder also, I don't know if you guys remember this or heard about it, but he was just busted. He's in trouble because he paid that woman who stole Ashley Biden's diary. Remember, Ashley Biden had stayed with someone as a guest. She forgot her diary there, or she stayed there and left for a little while and came back. And so this other person was staying in the room, found the diary. She sold it to James O'Keefe, who runs Project Veritas, or did. So anyway, according to the ethics complaint filed against this DC attorney, that's where she got these videos from, approximately 70 video segments in all. And they say that both Project Veritas and the government edited these videos prior to showing them to the grand jury members. So these cases all went before grand juries, and they were seen fraudulent videos, or they were shown fraudulent videos. So for example, there was one video that was edited to make it sound as though an activist group called Disrupt J20 had planned to cause a riot. Not that they were just going to go protest, that they were actually planning to riot. The complaint against Myskens, though, says, quote, "The 3 video segments that respondent and MPD detective Gregory Pemberton omitted from the planning meeting video, approximately the first 50 minutes of the January 8th Spokes Council meeting, provided exculpatory context supporting the defense's theories." So they didn't just edit out like a few minutes here, a few seconds there. They edited out almost an entire hour at the beginning of one of these videos. And they went on to describe several ways in which the defendants couldn't have possibly known about or been involved in plans to riot, and how these edited portions of the videos were complete proof. I mean, it was hands down total evidence of their innocence. And the complaint went on to say, quote, both judges who later considered the issue, Superior Court judges Morin and Knowles, found that the complete unedited footage was exculpatory. So 2 judges have looked at the unedited videos and said, yeah, this proves they did nothing. Myskin, or I think, again, that's how you pronounce it, Myskin, I don't know, Myskin, I'm going with Myskin. Anyway, she also allegedly lied about the edits after the fact. So she was called out on it and she lied about it. She told defense attorneys that the government only made 2 edits and that they were only made to conceal the identities of the person filming and of an undercover officer. That was completely false. And Myskins refused to tell the defense attorneys where she got these videos, how she came into possession of them in the first place. She also refused to provide them with the original unedited videos. So she was like, no, not giving those to you. You have everything. You've got what we have. Same version. Again, total lie. And some of her lies she made under oath. She made them in front of a judge under oath. And the complaint lays out a minimum of 12 additional times that she lied to the court. Also, she lied to, they say, the Office of Professional Responsibility and ethics investigators. And it says that Myskins violated 8 different ethical rules. Now, fortunately, all of these defendants were ultimately either acquitted or their cases were dropped, or some of them resulted in mistrials and hung juries. So none of them actually went to jail or had, or prison, I should say, because this would have been federal. But none of them actually ended up with that consequence. But, it wasn't for lack of trying on behalf of Trump's Department of Justice. And I'm sure along the way, they had to pay a hell of a lot of money in attorney's fees, right? So the stress, the time, the money, I mean, it did cost them. And for what? Because they protested without a permit. Oh my God, right? How scary that must have been, right? Just as scary as an armed insurrection at the Capitol. And yeah, for all the MAGA people watching, it was armed, if you didn't know, and I have actual proof. So educate yourself, because it's not hard to find all the people with batons and tasers and flagpoles and guns and knives and all kinds of other violent weapons. Bear spray, pepper spray, you name it, they had it. And if they didn't have something with them, they made it. They broke up furniture and they used that furniture as weapons. They used speakers, they used traffic cones, they used all kinds of things as weapons against the police, even their own batons, even their own riot shields. So just shut up with the bullshit of, it wasn't armed. If you guys want to see an armed insurrection, yeah, we already saw it. We saw it. It's called January 6th. So anyway, for everybody on the left, or everybody who isn't a MAGA cult member, the next time you hear the right wing whining about selective prosecution, 2 tiers of justice, and all that BS, please send them a link to this video, because they are a bunch of spoiled frickin' crybabies. They seriously need to understand what was done to the left. And there are so many more stories that I will share with you guys over time. if and when the news settles down, when I can find some time. So anyway, I will let you all know if I hear any more on this and what ends up happening with her. Hopefully she loses her license. Hopefully that she never again is allowed to work in any kind of criminal justice system in any capacity. Because she is obviously, if this is all true, she's obviously a stone cold liar and has something against the left and an axe to grind. So, all right. Thank you all again. Love you all. Take care. Talk with you soon.